You know, it's wild to think that I did my fancy Firefox 2 years ago in a few weeks, and the reasoning behind why was thankfully rectified. The Firefox was originally an anniversary print of the Shadow Fox, in different colours but with no new or special parts. Just in a different injected colour set, commanding an eye-wateringly high price for what it was. I painted mine because I liked the colours and I refused to pay the cost, and was more than satisfied with the result. Though one of the best things I feel that can happen did in fact happen. Kodabakir reproduced the Firefox and it became accessible to folks that were too slow or didn't have the opportunity to pick one up the first time around. And that, my friends, is awesome. People coming into the Zoid space and seeing specific models they desire and find out they're gone and in some cases never coming back is pretty crushing, I'd imagine. So when you see these old limited kits being redone, that's a huge win for the community. That being said, good lord, I took an absolute amazing amount of time to get around to such a simple build and chat, so here we finally are. I have one issue with the kit, and that's the red plastic all over it for the armor. So here comes a really odd sentence, but it feels and looks too plasticky, and it reminds me of cheap plastic toys as a kid, which is a shame. But thankfully it doesn't ruin it if you add a little bit more detail and you do the panel lining. I feel the metallics from the stock kit actually carry it a very long way and look absolutely amazing for the factory finish, excluding the Vulcan's housing, being a muted grey metallic, and completes the whole picture when you're having a look at it. So all in all, like the Shadow Fox being the exact same kit, different colour, pick it up if you're a fan, because this kit, either way you slice it, is a very fun one to build. But to touch back on the reprint situation, I really hope they do continue it. Yes, I know many people love pointing out that Kodabakir won't re-release the anime kits, sure, but I hope that they do. And that being said, there's a lot of non-anime limited runs that don't have to be limited, such as the Desert Shield Dagger, Mirage Bladey, and things like the Expo kits that a great many folks never had access to when they were new. I know some collectors won't like this opinion, but having access to these old builds and variants is actually a really good thing. Like people that fairly often stumble into the HMM kits and want the anime versions with fond memories of the shows when they were kids, only to find out that they're not available, and if you find them, they're typically pretty high prices. And yep, I do know that Tommy's doing the line and tackling the anime kits also, but they're a smaller scale, less parts, and potentially not what some people are looking for. I know I'm personally only getting the Shoebolt Saber, haven't gotten the Blade and Genosaura out of curiosity, and that's it. Some of you may be thinking that I also just want the anime kits for myself with a sentiment like this, and let me tell you, I don't. I've already got them. They're sitting in the backlog and have been for years. I want more people to get into the hobby and access the older things, that's all. But that's pretty much about it for now, so take care and happy modeling.
Thank you.